What is up, you guys? It is Zach, and welcome back. Whoa, stop. Don't proceed with the video yet, and don't skip this. You better not skip this. Next week is Back 4 Blood week. I am teaming up with members of Turtle Rock Studios to bring you a bunch of Back 4 Blood related content. This is my first time actually getting to work with people from a game studio on projects, and I'm honestly super honored that it's a studio like Turtle Rock Studios who made one of my favorite games of all time, Left 4 Dead. I'm super excited for the content to release this week. Stay tuned for it. Look at the schedule. You'll know what's coming out. So, like I said, stay tuned and hit that notification bell so that you're notified of when it all goes up. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. And welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to have a little bit of a conversation because this is a point that I've actually seen a couple people bring up, and I'm honestly really not sure why it's a big thing coming up. As you all know, a couple days ago, we had a new game announcement for the Nintendo 64 online service, being Mario Golf. I am personally honestly pretty excited to see this game get added because I like the older Mario Golf games, and even though Toadstool Tour is my favorite home console Mario Golf, the original is still a really good one, and I highly recommend you all check it out when it comes out next Friday. But one thing that's confusing me is that on Twitter, and even my friend RGT85 is saying this, is that they're concerned that there's not many more N64 games left, so what's Nintendo going to do next? And to me, I'm just kind of like, there's loads of N64 games that haven't come out for the service, haven't even been announced for the service, that can still come to the service. Like, because people are like, oh, they're releasing a title once a month, like, you know, that's cool, but we're going to run out of titles soon. And I was really thinking, I'm like, we're not going to run out of titles anytime soon. Let me quickly run through Nintendo 64 games that aren't on the service yet that could very well likely be on the Nintendo Switch Online service. We have Super Smash Bros., Mario Parties 1, 2, and 3, Banjo-Tooie. Yes, I'm including rare games since Banjo-Kazooie made it. Pretty much anything is fair game now. GoldenEye N64, Blast Corps, Diddy Kong Racing, Donkey Kong 64, Wave Race 64, Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, Excite Bike 64, 1080 Snowboarding, Pokemon Puzzle League, Harvest Moon 64, Animal Crossing, which would be exclusive to Japan, but nonetheless, Pilot Wing 64, and many others. There are so many Nintendo 64 titles that have not made their way to the Nintendo Switch Online service yet. That's a lot of titles. If you're still doing one title a month, that's like a year and a half's worth of titles, maybe even more, maybe 2 years worth of titles if you're doing one a month. So they still got plenty of titles they can pull from, and that's not even including other really good titles as well that I just didn't mention in that list because there's a lot of them. So I don't think Nintendo are going to run out of titles anytime soon. And that's not even including the Sega Genesis lineup. I haven't really looked into the Sega Genesis titles because I mainly wanted to talk about Nintendo in this video, but the point still stands. There are so many games that Nintendo can pull from those two systems, they don't necessarily have to worry about what's next right now, because they still got a lot of games they can pull from. But even so, the conversation still comes around, you know, in September, which is only a few months away now. Yeah, we're only in April, but September is going to come before we know it. What's going to be next? Because usually every September, Nintendo seems to add more consoles to the Nintendo Switch Online service. People are asking, what's next? Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo GameCube, what's going to be next? My personal thought on what's going to be next is the only thing that really makes sense to me is the whole entire Game Boy library. And what I think they would do is they would have 3 different apps for it. The Game Boy Color, and the Game Boy Advance. They would all be separate. And the Game Boy and Game Boy Color would be in the base service. And then the Game Boy Advance would be in the expansion pack service. To me, that just makes sense. I'm going to talk a little bit about potential of GameCube in a little bit. I'll talk about that. But I think personally, that's what makes sense. And because it's me, and I like to add a little bit of creative flair to things, I decided to create my own imaginary Nintendo Switch Online library for the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance online apps. Because, you know, it's me we're talking about. I decided to have the initial lineup being the games that are available when the service launches, as well as games that would be added post-launch. So I'm going to get into that right now. We are going to start off with the original Game Boy. As you can see here, the starting lineup for the original Game Boy would be Super Mario Land 1, Tetris, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, Pokemon Yellow, Kirby's Dream Land, and Donkey Kong Land. So those would be the titles that they released at launch. And now keep in mind, I know it's a relatively small list, but it would be coming out alongside the Game Boy Color service as well. So you have the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. So keep that in mind, hence why this list is so small. So then naturally, they're going to start releasing titles after they announce and release that service. And the titles I think they would release afterwards, in no particular order, are Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, Pokemon Red and Blue, Metroid 2, Donkey Kong Land 2 and 3, Game & Watch Gallery, Wario Land 1 and 2, Final Fantasy Adventure, Balloon Kid, and Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters. Of course, there are probably some really obvious or big titles that I missed here, but I really wanted to cover the main bases, and I think I did a decent job of that in that list. Moving on, we have the Game Boy Color. Game Boy Color, like I said, would be in the base level Nintendo Switch Online service with the Game Boy, and the initial launch titles for the Game Boy Color would be Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, Pokemon Gold and Silver, Mario Golf, Kirby Tilt and Tumble, which would use the gyro controls of the Switch, Pocket Bomberman, and Donkey Kong Country. So those would be the initial titles available for the service. And coming after that would be Pokemon Crystal, Harvest Moon 2, Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages and Seasons, Rayman, Ghosts and Goblins, Mario Tennis, Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, Pokemon Pinball, Shantae, and Wario Land 3. So that's it for the base service and Game Boy Color. But what about Game Boy Advance? This one was the most fun for me to make because I love the Game Boy Advance. It's probably my favorite of Nintendo's handheld consoles. As amazing as the 3DS is, there's something about the Game Boy Advance that is just so good and such a vast improvement over the two consoles before it. So, the initial launch titles for the Game Boy Advance online service in the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack would be Super Mario Advance, which is Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Advance 2, which is Super Mario World, Metroid Zero Mission, Legend of Zelda Minish Cap, Mario Golf Advance Tour, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, and Fire Emblem. I think that's a pretty broad array of games to start off with, but after that we would get Mario Party Advance, Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, Mario Tennis Power Tour, Super Mario Advance 3 Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance 4 Super Mario Bros. 3, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire as well as Emerald, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, Metroid Fusion, Golden Sun 1 and 2, Mario Kart Super Circuit, F-Zero GP Legend, Final Fantasy V Advance, Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones, WarioWare, and WarioWare Twisted, which would also use the gyro controls. If these are the next consoles we end up getting along with those games, I'm personally content. I would be a happy expansion pack owner if we got all that stuff added in. Now, the thing is, if those consoles all got added in this year, I do think they would be included with the prices of those services. Nintendo has said that they are looking to make an even better deal of the services that they currently offer, being the Nintendo Switch Online base pack and the expansion pack. So what way to do that is to add another console. Now, I don't think they do something as big as the GameCube, but the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance, I think those are just small enough to actually work in their respective tiers. But what if they were to do GameCube? To that, I really have no answer. I don't know if GameCube would just be in a tier of its own, or if they would actually just include it in the expansion pack. I don't think they would include it in the expansion pack, to be honest, because that's just too good of a value for Nintendo to give. But if they were to do it, I did decide to make a little mock-up of what I think they could do. So, without any further ado, if Nintendo decides to release a Nintendo GameCube on the Nintendo Switch Online service, here are the games I think they would give us at launch. Super Smash Bros. Melee, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Party 4, Metroid Prime, Super Mario Sunshine, Star Fox Assault, Animal Crossing, and The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. You got most of Nintendo's solid heavy hitters like Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Smash Bros., Wind Waker. You have the basics covered. But if you want to dive deep into the GameCube library, you'd have to stick around, because here are the games I think they would do post-launch. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, Mario Power Tennis, Mario Parties 5, 6, and 7, Mario Kart Double Dash, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, Star Fox Adventures, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon Gale of Darkness, F-Zero GX, Pikmin's 1 and 2, Chibi Robo, WarioWare, and Wario World. To me, that lineup is just a no-brainer. And keep in mind that for all these systems, I did keep out M-rated games, because it seems like Nintendo don't really want to put adult-rated game content, just rated teen and below for this list. So that's why I didn't put games like Eternal Darkness here, because I would love for them to put Eternal Darkness or Conker's Bad Fur Day for the Nintendo 64, but I don't think they would given their mature ratings. Now, like I said, do I think they're going to add GameCube to the Nintendo Switch Online service? No. But the last time I said it, this kind of thing with the N64, they ended up adding it. So who knows what's possible. This could be a service that they want to run for the future generations of Nintendo platforms, not just exclusively for the Switch. So if that's the case, GameCube is within the realm of possibility. But even if GameCube is within the realm of possibility, I do think that the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and even the Game Boy Advance would probably come before that. And for people who want DS and Wii games, get out of here. I'm not doing that. They ain't doing that, at least not for years to come. So that's what I think, but what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you all have to say on this topic. I know it's a huge topic of conversation right now. I still don't quite get why. There's still a lot of N64 games left to be released, in my personal opinion, but people are getting worried for whatever reason, so I thought I would talk about it. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that stuff down below. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified of when I upload videos. Check out the merch store. There's some cool ZakPak merch up on there for you to check out. And stay tuned for Back for Blood Week. That is happening next week. I am super excited about that. Huge shout out to Turtle Rock Studios and Alyssa Berrytoth for helping me make that possible. I'm super excited for it. Until next time, you guys, I'll see you in the next video.